Daniel, your cake is delicious.
Thank you.
But Harry, I'm not so sure about yours. The filling has gone right off.
Well,
Charming. Let's start the show! Tonight, we've got all your favourite stars on one sofa. Top actor Daniel Radcliffe is here, ladies and gentlemen. I love Daniel Radcliffe. TV burp star Harry Hill is on the show. The queen of all the baking, Mary Berry, is here. Oh. Plus, later in the show, we've got one Lord of Leaping, Andrew Lloyd Webber is here. Steady, ladies. We'll have music and chat from the legend that is Sir Cliff Richard, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry you're hungover now, aren't you? Yeah. Now, Cliff will be performing a track from his new album, which is, ladies and gentlemen, his 100th album. He's done 100 albums. I know. I tell you, that is an achievement. It really is. And in true rock and roll style, Cliff celebrated by trashing his hotel room. Yeah, he did. Yeah. See, look. See. He put the cushion back all wonky. Do you see? Set me off centre. He's mad. He's wild. He left a huge tip, though. He did, yeah. Looking forward to seeing Andrew Lloyd Webber again. Now, he recently brought back The Wizard of Oz to the London stage. And it was hard to cast, I'll tell you that. I mean, I helped him find a Dorothy, but the Scarecrow, ladies and gentlemen, where is he going to find someone you'll really believe when they sing If I Only Had a Brain? The search is over. Andrew will be talking about his new musical, Stephen Ward. Now, it's all about the Profumo affair in the 60s, where a call girl had an affair with a cabinet minister. And why not? I mean, members of the cabinet are so sexy, right? Right? I'm guessing lights on is extra. So, I am delighted to welcome the wonderful Harry Hill. Harry, too, has written a new musical. Now, I wonder whose musical will be best, Harry Hill's or Andrew Lloyd Webber's? There's only one way to find out. Fight! You'd love it if that actually happened. Harry's musical is all about the X Factor. Yeah. It's called I Can't Sing and will feature Simon Cowell. Wonder what it'll sound like. Gotta feed that baby. Now, always a pleasure to welcome film star Daniel Radcliffe back to the show. And of course, he's not just done films. Oh no, Daniel's also appeared in a musical. Looking good. Cliff's appeared in a musical. Hey, looking good. Even I've appeared in a musical. Hey. Ho. Let's get some guests on! The Hills alive with the sound of music, it's Harry Hill! Yay! Yay! Hello, sir. Welcome. Sit yourself down. She makes food, glorious food. It's Mary Berry! Oh, there you are. Hello. There you go. Mary, Harry. And it's an actor's life for him. It's Daniel Radcliffe! Woo! Hi. Sit yourself down. Welcome all. Sit. You look so smart. What a smart cat. Well, I say smart. Daniel.
yes.
What's What's going on?
We should probably address my hair, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what my head looks like now, which I'm seeing on a screen for the first time.
Don't look.
I'm filming Frankenstein at the moment, and I'm playing Igor, and this is what Igor's hair looks like.
But that's not your hair, is it?
No, it's extensions.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Mary, look at Mary, she's all over it like a rat. She's in there. I thought she was like grooming you like a monkey. She was like...
You did have a little play around backstage, actually.
Can we change the subject, please?
Actually, now, Mary Berry, we've been out here for... How long have we been here? About, I don't know, 30 seconds, probably. So I think it's time. So, Harry, if you want one of those.
Yes.
If you want one, Mary. And, Daniel, there you go.
Thank you very much.
So, Mary, what have you brought us?
I brought you nothing.
Why did I come?
I know. Well, I forgot to buy your book.
I haven't brought you a cake today.
Just a reminder, I must... yes, I've bought Mary... Would you mind signing for my mum your book?
Certainly.
To Jan.
To Jan.
To Jan.
Does she bake?
Well, yes, she actually baked my our wedding cake when I married my wife.
Oh.
I say married, we haven't actually got the papers through from the Philippines yet, but she did bake it. It's to Jan. Keep trying. Keep baking. And she baked this wedding cake, and she phoned me up and said, "Oh, how's the wedding cake coming on?" She said, "Oh, I baked it, and it split in two in the oven."
Dear.
Oh.
Which is not a great omen, I don't know.
You can always put them together again, you know. Nobody will know when the icing goes on top.
Yeah, well,
You
that's
won't
what she
know.
did. She put some sticks to keep the two, some chopsticks, and filled the gap with fudge.
That's delicious.
Thanks, Lloyd. That'll make it day.
This is a proper pen. It's a real pen. It's very good. It's very posh.
Thank you
isn't
for
it?
the compliment on the pen. But we're still married. we're still married. It's been 3 weeks now.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. And look, Harry Hill down the end, obviously we know him from TV Burp, but he's here tonight, not as a television star, he's here tonight as a movie star.
Yes, I'm going to be a big movie star, Daniel.
Yes.
Is there room for one more?
Oh, yes, always.
You're in a movie called The Harry Hill Movie.
Yeah, we agonised for a long time. No, I mean, we did have quite a few ideas for what to call it. You know, I mean, it is a bit Route One, the Harry Hill movie. In the end, we had a competition with the team, the crew, because we couldn't really come up with a... And so we said, if anyone can come up with a better title than that, they would win £100. Mary. Yes, look at the face on it.
That's a lot.
Is it spoken? No, well, so the entries we got, a lot of them were rude. So one, yes, it's the crew, basically it's an anonymous ballot. So one was Slaphead Goes on Holiday, and one was just The Catering's Crap.
Oh. I was saying, we went pretty Route One with the Harry Potter titles. I mean, they were all Harry Potter and The Thing, which the thing is about.
Yeah, well, that's what we thought. That's why we've done it. We're hoping it's going to be part of a big new franchise.
For your fans, it makes it clear.
Do you think I'll be all right, Mary?
I think you'll be better.
Now, Daniel Radcliffe, what we love about you, you've done such a great job of kind of choosing different films. You're so busy.
Thanks.
And you've made a great choice with the new movie, Kill Your Darlings.
Yes.
It really is a great piece of work, and
Thank
you're
you very
fantastic
much.
in it. You should be really proud of yourself. And it's this weird thing. It's a true story.
Yeah.
And you would think we would all know this story.
You really would.
And yet we don't. Tell us a bit about the story and maybe why we don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, the story is about my character. I play Allen Ginsberg in the film. He goes to Columbia University and meets Lucien Carr. Lucien was sort of a founder member of the Beat movement that no one's really heard of. And after Allen fell very madly in love with him, Lucien then murdered an older man who he was also involved with. This is all a true story. And it's sort of about how that murder formed what became, or sort of helped to form the Beat generation in a way. And it was suppressed, this story, for the best part of 60 years by Lucien Carr, who, when you see the film, you will understand why he wanted the story suppressed.
And I'm guessing you were offered the part, but you didn't say yes.
Well, I mean, it's a funny thing when you're coming out of a big franchise. You know that your name carries a certain amount of value to it for a certain while for reasons other than acting. And I want to make sure that the director who's working with me wants me to be there for the right reasons and knows what he's getting. So I asked to audition, and you know, he saw me and didn't hate it, and now we've made the film, so it was all good.
That is all good. It's so weird talking to you with that hair.
Yeah, I feel like kind of we're all getting used to it together tonight.
Because I'm actually thinking, what pretty eyes he has.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's great. I can only...
Framed in the...
I can only hope more people are thinking that, and not thinking what I thought when I first had it done, which was I look like a young Charles Manson.
Good for Igor. Let's watch a clip. This is a brief bit of your character kind of being introduced into kind of the decadent side of New York.
Yeah.
What do you hate from the pit of your gut?
Institutions.
Patterson, New Jersey.
My father.
Bingo.
And Shakespeare. All right.
Extraordinary men propel society forward. It is our duty to break the law.
Really?
It's how we make the world wider.
You are an extraordinary man.
Oh, thank you.
Outside of the murder element of the story, what I loved was that.
Yeah.
That thing of going to college and you're thinking things for the first time and finding your tribe and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, it struck me watching it that, of course, you missed out on that.
Well, I didn't go to university in that sense, but I do felt like I very much found my tribe or whatever when I fell into the film industry. Like, I really... That was definitely a moment where I was suddenly somewhere new and I felt like I belonged for the first time.
Yeah.
But you're right, this is a film about these guys who went to university and had that moment that I think a lot of people have where they go to university and want to change the world and do great things, and the great thing about these guys is they actually did.
Yeah, no, that's the difference between everyone else's life and theirs.
Oh yeah, but it was only like it wasn't you know, there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
It's nothing that somebody else couldn't do necessarily.
Wow. You can chill red wine. But some people do go back. I mean, even Emma went back, and Natalie Portman went back. And would you ever? Because I bet you would love university.
I mean, a lot of people say that to me, but I just I love filming. Like, I love film sets and being on them and doing plays or whatever. Like, I love my job, and so it would mean taking time out of that. Maybe there'll come a time where I don't like my job as much, but I can't see that happening. But no, I lucked out. I make no bones about it.
No, yours is like that kid's dream coming true.
Yeah, I got an amazing job and something I love doing, and it's just like, it's sort of like every job I do, I think, is somebody gonna stop me from doing this one day? Because that would be terrible. I'm just like...
I would only say, in mitigation, the price you're paying is the hair. That's the price you're paying for your dream coming true. Because, Harry, at school, you were a bit of a geek. Because the thing is, Harry, and this isn't a joke, I mean, you are a fully qualified doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done it for a long time. But... yeah, I did.
Are you really? A medical doctor?
Yeah, I was a doctor for a couple of years.
What complaints have we got?
Well, I mean, but do you bump into consultants and they kind of go, so, what are you up to? And you have to tell them that you're working with a blue cat.
Well, I remember saying to my teacher, Dr. Shipman, I said to him... cut that out.
So imagine there's a medical emergency. For instance, I don't know, Mary might slip into a diabetic coma or something after cake.
You don't eat all those cakes, Mary, do you?
Well, when I'm judging, I have a good piece of cake, because otherwise, how can I tell? And also, remember, when I'm tasting all the cakes, their mothers and their aunties and their best friends are looking, and if I haven't tasted every one properly, even if it's really burnt, I've got to try.
But in one episode, how many bits of cake would you eat in an episode?
It just depends how many bakers we've got left.
Okay, so first episode, episode 1.
I would have thought it must have been about 40.
Do you think, Mary, that you might have worms?
He's a trained doctor. He's a trained doctor.
Do you have an itchy bottom?
Not at the moment.
But no, but if anyone had a medical emergency, I said, is there a doctor? Would you step forward? Would you go, I am?
Not now, no. I mean, I have done that. You know, I was on a plane once coming back from Amsterdam. It was a book thing, you know, it wasn't recreational. And, and now they did make this announcement, you know, is any doctors on board? And I thought, well, I won't put my hand up. But in the end, they came over to me and said, oh, Harry, you know, there's someone. So I walked up the back of the plane, and basically there was someone who had overdosed on, basically, you know, what people go to Amsterdam for.
And what did you do?
Not the Anne Frank Museum. And was having a panic attack. So I just sort of went and put a calming hand on their shoulder. But anyway, as I walked back to my seat, the entire aircraft applauded.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Never mind.
They're loving it. They're loving it. Now, Mary Berry, we must talk about Bake Off briefly, because it's bigger than ever. Is it next year it's moving to BBC One?
It's moving to BBC One, and
Really?
we had 9 million of you
Wow.
watched it.
Wow. And now, did you and Paul, did you get consulted about the move to BBC One? Or did they just come in and tell you?
We were told that we may move to BBC One, but we weren't consulted. It was a BBC decision.
Okay. You're getting more money, Mary.
I haven't heard, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? Can I mention your name?
Don't mention my name. But you should get more money.
Thank you for telling me that.
Okay. Yeah,
Tomorrow
really,
morning.
Seriously. Now, at the final, obviously 9 million of us watched that final. Now, can we be honest, Mary? The final bit of the final, those wedding cakes, they were piss poor, weren't they? Look at that! That's the winner! That's the winner! It looks like she tripped with a bowl of potpourri!
It was very pretty, and remember, you don't taste it.
It didn't photograph well, I'll tell you that, Mary.
Would
It's,
you
all,
like
it's
to-
not even or anything. Look, it's all slopey and... Oh.
She doesn't look very happy.
No, even she's thinking, I'm never going to win with this. And then she saw the other ones. When you gave them the challenge, I thought, this is going to be amazing. What these amateur bakers are going to do with the wedding cake, I thought, I'll be blown away. And I was like, really? That's it?
Because it takes a long time to make a wedding cake.
Yes, that's
and they
true.
had
Longer than they had.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because, of course, somebody who's making a wedding cake, it will take them hours and hours and
I'm
hours.
going to tell my mum that.
Well, your mum's still sticking it together.
Daniel, do you cook at all? You don't do anything.
It's really embarrassing. We shouldn't have this conversation in front of Mary Berry.
Okay.
It would just be an exercise in humiliation.
Actually, I feel as though I ought to just...
I know, you've got to pull away.
That's what he looks like.
It's like trying to talk to Oz. Like,
It's very soft, isn't it?
Thank you. It's real dead human beings' hair.
Is it yours?
No, it's from I assume a dead person or a person that donated their hair.
Well, somebody donated their hair. Someone who's had their hair cut off.
Well,
Yes. It was found on a floor. But the thing is, Mary Berry, it's not just the baking things. Famously, your clothes, you've now become this fashion icon thing. No, but it's true. You wear something on the show and it sells. Is this not, I'm not making this up, am I?
Well, I think often when people are as old as I am, they wear rather dull things. And on the programme, I always try and have lots of different coloured jackets in bright colours and fun colours. And I think that cheers you up. Because a lot of people, that wear grey and black and things, when you... Oh. When you're old, I think.
But you've got a nice sparkle tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, people will be Googling that dress, and tomorrow, out of the shops. Out of the shops.
And also, I try to dress that is suitable for my age. You know, I don't like very short skirts or having bare arms, because Paul Hollywood always says, you've got a bit of flab here, you see, I want to cover that up. He wasn't just meaning me, he was meaning people of my age. Oh.
No, so the thing is, I'm not saying, people will obviously flock to your film, Daniel. What I'm saying is, a quote on the poster from Mary Berry.
Yep.
That will sell tickets.
What we should have called it was Mary Berry the movie.
Yes! That's true. No, just make up a quote from Mary Berry. Something she says tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say great.
Great.
Perfect.
There you go. Yeah. Mary Berry. Yeah. Nice buns. Now, There are buns in the film, in fairness, there are. And I was good, I didn't even talk about them.
No, you didn't.
No, I
You
didn't.
almost didn't.
And I'm not going to now. No, we're drawing a veil. Actually, there weren't as many buns as I thought there'd be.
No.
No, because you talked about it previously, and I thought it was going to be naked all the time.
I know.
Very soupçon.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no.
We're trying to be tasteful.
No, it was very tasteful. It was beautifully done. Now, Mary Berry is selling something this year, though. A book, which I know somebody's mother is getting for Christmas. This is Recipe for Life, the autobiography. And it's your life story. And what's it... Because you are so vital and so kind of the moment and this huge television star. I don't know how to put this, but I suppose what's surprising is the beginning of the book is like history. I mean, it's quite long. I mean, it's... Now I feel like Paul Hollywood. I feel like I'm being rude. But no, but when you look at the pictures and things, it just seems very...
Well, of course, I'm almost a wartime baby, and so it's quite... it was very frugal in those days. We didn't have much.
I mean, this looks like you're filming Jude the Obscure or something. It seems unbelievable.
But those were farm holidays, you see. We never stayed in a hotel. We used to camp and have farm holidays, and I loved them.
And I should say, there is one picture in here that looks like a still from Harry Hill, the movie. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Now, I remember that. Dad was very keen on photography, and that was our Siamese cat. And he put on the end of that straw a piece of meat. And that is why the cat is doing that.
It doesn't like milk at all, then? Is that what you're saying?
You couldn't get it from a straw, could it?
No, I like the way... I just thought your mother was very posh. I thought your mother was very posh and going to go, I'm not having that cat licking a saucer. Use a straw like the rest of the children. But very briefly, let's talk about... Because your personal life's in here, too. Yeah, your husband. He wooed you. I mean, how many times did he ask you to marry him?
Quite a few times, because he was a rugger player, and he always used to go to the pub afterwards, and then he would sort of suggest that he might marry me, and I was never too sure that perhaps whether he was drunk, but I'm sure he was. But eventually, he went to ask my father's hand, to my father to ask my hand.
Different times. Now that could happen, but then...
He went to see my father, and as he drove into the drive, we lived in Bath, and he drove into the drive, and he ran over one of my father's doves. And it was dead. And my father came out of the double doors, evidently. I wasn't there. And he said, "You silly fool." And so Paul was quite quick, and he thought, perhaps I won't ask. No. So he came back the next weekend, and he was working for Harbours of Bristol, and he came back with a bin end in a box of wine and things, and he sort of dumped that on the door, asked for my hand, and, of course, now we are married.
Oh, happy ending.
What happened to the dove? You weren't tempted to put it in a white wine sauce and...
I could have done, but I was in London, you see. So we've been married 46 years.
What I love about this story is that's one of the poshest anecdotes we've ever had on the show. Involving a driveway, some double doors, and a dead dove. The dove was buried just beneath the ha-ha. It was...
It's true, then.
Now, we can't let Mary Berry go without celebrating one of our favourite websites, which is Cake Rex. I'm sure you've seen this. It's where people have taken pictures, and these are real cakes they've ordered and they've paid for. And it's a standard thing of you order the cake, and it goes wrong, I think, with the person who answers the phone in the bakery.
Right.
You'll get the idea. So, for instance, here's a classic. Thanks for a great year in purple.
And it's in blue.
And yet, they've got it so wrong, it's not in purple! This is another, again, very straightforward one. On the phone, what do you want on top of your cake? Happy birthday with balloons and crap like that on it. So they say to you, what do you want on your cake? I want sprinkles. Okay, but now here's the thing. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. You go in with a memory stick and you just say, can you put this on a cake?
Oh, no. be fair, they did a pretty good job
No,
with that.
it's nicely executed. These are a couple of cake designs with the skill. Skill is not the issue, but I think taste has gone wrong. I mean, who is going to be the first person to cut into this cake?
Sort of roasted dog.
Yeah.
And listen, you know, you think a cake's a cake. Who wouldn't want to eat a nice slice of cake?
Oh,
Wait,
no,
you see this cake?
No, thank you.
That's a cake. Suddenly,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm full. I'm full. And finally, surely there's nothing nicer than a cake to celebrate the arrival of a baby.
Oh.
Well done, all the cakes. Very good. We're clapping. We're clapping. We've talked too long. We've talked too long. We must hurry up. We must hurry up. Harry Hill, you made a film. This is a Harry Hill movie. We know that. It's out on the 20th of December. And we don't want to spoil it for people, but a little précis of the plot?
Well, it's based on a true story. It's about me living at home with my nan, played by Julie Walters. And our hamster is given only a week to live by the vet, played by Simon Bird. So we take him, I ask him what he wants to do, and I think that he says go to Blackpool, but because I don't speak much hamster, I don't know if you speak any, very similar to guinea pig, he actually says I want to go and want to meet Rihanna. But I misinterpret it. And we head off on a trip to Blackpool, and on the way he gets exposed to radiation and becomes 150 feet tall. And I fall in love with a girl covered in shells, played by Sheridan Smith. And I'm fighting my evil twin brother, Otto, who was separated from me at a very young age and was brought up by Alsatians. Played by Matt Lucas. As I say, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And it's a story that needed to be told.
But it's a simple theme, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ideal for Christmas.
And have you tried it out on audiences yet?
Oh well, we did have a test screening, yeah, which actually was really good. But there's always you know about test screenings. They have them in front of you play the rough cut of the film in front of an audience.
Yes.
And one lady said, because the hamster is supposed to be my childhood hamster, so technically the hamster would be about 30 years old, I suppose. And we all know hamsters only live to about 3. And she goes, hang on a minute, how old's this hamster supposed to be? Hamster? Well, you know, she said it'd make a lot more sense if it was a tortoise that was exposed to radiation and was 150 feet tall. So it was really, really useful.
Well, there was.
Yeah.
And like, there are special effects, but some of the things in it are real. Now,
Yes.
I don't know how to say this. Dachshund.
The Dachshund 5. It's a Jackson 5 tribute band. You like Dachshunds, don't you,
I
Mary?
like Dachshunds. I have
Yeah, well,
certainly
this
do.
is 5 of them. Michael Dachshund, Tito Dachshund, Mary Dachshund. And they've got little afros.
Here they are. I've got a picture of them.
There they are.
And they're real.
They are real Dachshunds. They're wearing wigs.
Oh,
They're wearing wigs.
Yes, I get it.
And they dance around to... Look, he's moonwalking, that one. Look.
We had a Dachshund when I was a child, and my father used to, because there was petrol rationing, he had a motorbike, and Rupert used to be put inside his jacket and the buttons done up, and he would drive to work in Bath with Rupert the Dachshund inside his coat. Can you imagine? No. You'd be stopped now, wouldn't you?
You would be stopped now. And rightly so, Mary. I don't think that's political correctness gone mad. I think that's just some sense. Some sense of it. Well, listen, we've got a taster. This is a taster of just some of what you can expect. And I think calling it the Harry Hill movie was a good idea, because it is the Harry Hill movie. It really is the Harry Hill movie.
Get ready for the story of 2 brothers. One raised by his nan. The other by wild animals.
So he was brought up by Alsatians.
Oh, yes. I know it's more common than you'd think.
Have you any idea what it's like to have to lick your own bum just to fit in?
What?
And the fight for their hamster.
Abu, you all right?
Join the adventure on the big screen.
Nan, how many times? Throw stripograms on a weeknight.
time to meet my next guest. Put simply, he is the most successful composer of musicals the world has ever known. Please welcome Andrew Lloyd Webber! Now, Andrew, it's exciting times because the West End is welcoming a brand new Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. Stephen Ward, I saw the very first preview and I just loved it. I thought it was great. But for a first preview, it seemed so slick and done. Are you changing a lot between now and the opening night?
No.
Oh, OK. Very well.
Not really. Hopefully not. Although there's a book about Stephen Ward that's just come out last week, which says that he was murdered, which means that I'm going to have to change the end if it's true.
Yeah, that does...
extremely irritating. Anyway, no, it's...
And it opens on the 19th of December.
Yes.
And it reunites you with the Sunset Boulevard team.
Yep. Chris Hampton and Don Black. And exciting for me, really, because Sunset was one of my favourites, actually. And I don't know, you know, Stephen Ward is a grown-up subject. It ain't Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No.
And I think it's time, you know, really, for, you know, I for a long time wanted to take a subject that was a little out of the ordinary. I didn't know when I started work on this one exactly the hornet's nest that I was going to stir up. I mean, I hadn't a clue, you know, that there was really quite so much anger about what happened to him, and all of the various. I mean, I guess most people know that it's really about the guy who was the scapegoat for the Profumo affair,
which brought the government down.
Which brought the government down. But actually, the Profumo affair is a tiny little bit of our story. It's only about, I think, 100 seconds of stage time. Wow. It's about really how the establishment, in a kind of way, closed ranks, and they had to find a scapegoat. And it was this man, Stephen Ward. And one sees it all the time, again and again and again. It's happening around us now.
And in case you're thinking it sounds a little dry, I tell you, it does break taboos. I can't remember another West End musical that featured a full-on orgy.
Yes, well, I thought you enjoyed that bit quite a bit.
I did. I think everyone did.
Yes, and we have a little bit of... Well, look,
what's the song? What's the orgy song?
You've Never Had It So Good. It was "You Never Had It So Good" was the Conservative Party's election slogan for a while, and Private Eye, who was starting that, they brilliantly came up with "You've Never Had It So Often." So our song uses both lines.
And this was all at Clifton, at the cottage by the water?
Well, some of it was. I mean, actually, Stephen Ward rented a cottage off Viscount Haster, yes. And it was indeed by the water.
I've been there, since you can now...
All right, Mary, back off. Yeah. That's not in the book.
With this orgy, you weren't tempted to do one of those Looking for Maria-type TV shows where you could...
well, you know, I mean, there was one moment, you know, where we couldn't find a girl for Mandy Rice-Davies, who, by the way, is a fascinating person to meet. I mean, she's really, really extraordinary. We couldn't find a kid for that. And I very nearly rang Graham and said, should we do a late-night TV programme, sort of see whether we could find a kid?
Fantastic.
But it didn't happen, and I did find one.
Or cruise the web.
Yep.
Now, we've got an exclusive little clip. This is Christine and Mandy. Basically, they're in Stephen Ward's flat, and they're celebrating the end of their innocence.
No more old farts with middle-aged wives, and no more white boys running our lives. No more posh gifts, and no more rough trade. We just use our heads, and we've got it made. No more bad times, last year was a bitch. We must find new ways of scratching that itch.
Well, listen, it opens on the 19th. I hope it's a hit. It deserves to be a hit. And Andrew, if you're looking for another subject for musical, may I suggest The Bake Off? It's seriously, wouldn't that be a good musical, The Bake Off?
What should we call it?
Bake Off. Yeah. People want to know what they're going to see.
What, Bake of Mormon, maybe?
Bake of Mormon, I like it. Yes.
Or just cakes, like you had cats.
Cakes. Yes. This musical will rise and rise.
Victoria Sponge.
Right, let's get started.
No, honestly, it's a good idea because there's people cry. It's fantastic. It's good. It's good. It's good. Right, it is music time, everyone. Ladies, are you ready? Mary, steady your nerves. Performing the song "Fabulous" from his new album, it is the one and only Sir Cliff Richard.
Well, I always knew I was crazy for you, but now I know you thrill me so. If this is love, well, it's fabulous. Your lips close to mine, I get chills up my spine, and when we touch, I thrill so much. If this is love, well, it's fabulous. Well, I read in a book about love and its charms, but I never knew until I held you in my arms. When I hold you tight, well, I know I'm right, 'cause only you can do what you do. If this is love, well, it's fabulous. Well, I always knew I was crazy for you, but now I know you thrill me so. If this is love, well, it's fabulous. Take it away. Charms, but I never knew until I held you in my arms. When I hold you tight, well, I know I'm right, 'cause it's only you can do what you do. If this is love, well, it's fabulous. If this is love, fabulous. If this is love, well, it's fabulous.
Congratulations, great job. Thank you so much. Thank you. When are you singing about Mary? Sometime Mary.
I'd love to on Mary.
There you go. Lovely, 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 lovely.
Oh, how you doing? Right.
Now, of course, that was from the new album, your 100th album.
Yeah.
The Fabulous Rock and Roll Songbook. Oh, look, somebody bought one. Look, she's waving it at you. There you go.
Well.
Yeah, unless she's trying to sell it, I'm not sure. And 100th album, and I was talking to you on the radio, and you're going to tour it. You're going to do shows.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a show since January, and an interesting thing is, although there's a DVD out, I actually tested...
Is there a DVD out? Oh, live in Sydney. There we go, yeah.
I hadn't actually recorded the album, but I wanted to test some of the songs. So 5 of the songs, including Fabulous, I tried it out on audiences, and the reaction was terrific, so I thought, OK, go. And by the way, do you know any more corpses? I need some hair like that.
I can definitely get you the number of somebody who does know where there are corpses.
I just had my hair chopped off because they all start saying that my hair was a wig. So I thought, well, I'll cut it short and see what they think now.
They think it's a short wig.
Mind you, it could be a short wig.
Now, we must address something, Sir Cliff, because there were some rumours this year. There were some rumours, and people got very upset. There was a rumour that there would be no Sir Cliff Richard calendar 2014. But happiness.
I don't know where they get...
In that little cupboard, he has his hidey hole.
Here it is.
Oh, wow.
It exists, ladies and gentlemen. It's available. It's the Cliff Richard official 2014 calendar. Now, I have to say, you look very happy there, but guessing where you're standing, possibly suicidal.
That's really dangerous.
That's really dangerous.
Actually, there's an awful advertising.
There
There's
is.
an
Yeah, don't play I Spy.
Yes.
And I was thinking train.
I bet you were.
But I was also listening out.
Now, it's what you want, ladies and gentlemen. It's what you want in a Cliff Richard calendar. There's lots of nice traditional poses. There's the Cliff Richard lean. Now, I like this one because actually you're not leaning against anything, I don't think. You've just chosen to lean.
Yeah, but there was a pillar there.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, they cropped it.
Oh, how annoying.
And one hand on your keys, I see there.
Yes. Then we've got the traditional wooden fence denim lean.
Yes. Well, denim is very much part of rock and roll.
Of course.
It is rock and roll.
Yes, as is leaning. Now, April, he's gone for a very radical lean in April. He's in a street and he's going, what am I leaning on? Am I leaning? Am I leaning? Am I falling?
That's
what
air
am I
guitar.
doing?
Did you not see we ended the song with the...
Oh, I meant fool.
It's called airplane.
It was in a street context. I didn't recognise this.
It was a national main street.
Yeah. It was in a bunch.
There were the only lights on that night.
Yeah. And then, May, ladies and gentlemen, we are on very, very familiar territory. It is everyone's favourite. It is the foot-on-tree lean. Foot-on-tree lean. Now, when you're doing the calendar, do you talk about it like this? Do you kind of go, OK, which lean am I doing?
It varies, really. I mean, I think the reason why the rumours got out that I'm not going to do any more is probably because it's true. No, not completely.
What?
It's just that I'm running... You've hit the nail on the head. How many shapes can I pull with this body?
About 6.
How many ways... for the next calendar. We need you.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, excited as we are that the calendar is out, that's very exciting. I come with... This is upsetting news. As you know, you've been doing... This is your 35th calendar.
Is it my 35th?
I think it's your 35th. You have sold millions and millions and millions of calendars. Year in, year out, Cliff, top of the calendar charts, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. This year...
Number 2 this year.
No.
Yeah, but you know...
Those pesky One Direction boys!
Yeah, but you know, what must they feel like if the number 2 is 73 years old?
But also, I'm just thinking, Cliff, those One Direction fans, they don't need a calendar. What are they doing? They're going to school, driven to dance class. That's it. They don't know. Your fans need calendars. They've got doctor's appointments, dentists, cat to the vet. They need them.
Is there anything going to happen to that calendar? It's just that it's Christmas and my mum.
Oh, my God. I don't think I've ever done this on television.
That's lovely.
While the calendar's there, Mary, could you grab the calendar? Harry, could you give the calendar to Mary, please?
Oh, yes.
Because if you're seen with it, just look like you're enjoying it.
I think it's lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a calendar.
It'll be the other one now. That will sell now, Cliff. It will sell. It will. Listen, good luck with the calendar, the album, the DVD, the tour. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank my guest tonight, Mr. Harry Hill. Sir Cliff Richard. Mary, Daniel Radcliffe. And Lloyd Webber. Join me next week with music guest Jessie J, campaigning chef Jamie Oliver, Hobbit star Martin Freeman, and comedy great Ben Stiller. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.